Look, I know what some people are saying when they look at successful Amazon launches. It's great you can rank with all these elaborate strategies, rebates, audiences you've built up over years, and other complicated stuff I just can't wrap my head around. Well, last week I decided to do a PPC only launch. That's right, no fancy tricks, nothing special, just Amazon pay-per-click. The results? Well, today I'm gonna go over how I did this, ranking 78 keywords in the top 10 in less than a week. Here we go. I've built and led multiple seven-figure Amazon brands. Now I'm setting out to share how I did it, with radically transparent and detailed weekly videos. Join the journey with me and break free. Welcome to Heist. Okay guys, so again, today is all about looking at a launch I just did last week using pay-per-click only, which ultimately resulted in the listing ranking in top 10 for 78 keywords, again, all in 7 days. Before I get into that though, I think it's important to look at a couple of variables that I think are important for this launch to use pay-per-click only. The first is that it's not a highly competitive product. This is actually an accessory to a product I did a deep dive ranking step-by-step tutorial on in my first YouTube video. So it does anywhere from $5,000 to I think $9,000 a month is what I would expect out of it. So not hyper competitive. If you were going into a category with $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 plus in monthly revenue with lots of competitive reviews and just a category that is a lot deeper in terms of competition, it's going to be very, very difficult to use pay-per-click only, and you're likely going to need to use additional tools, which of course I cover in this channel as well. The second caveat, which is really for any product that you decide to rank on Amazon, whether it's pay-per-click or a variety of other strategies, is your offer's got to be good. Why would a customer buy this? Again, you've got to answer that question, and you can't have crappy photos, you can't have a crappy price, you've got to have some form of differentiation. All of those elements are critical in order to make a product rank on Amazon, especially using pay-per-click only. Do a quick look at the 7-day spread on what this looked like. Starting with day one, you'll see we came right out the gate. Again, highly optimized listing and use a couple key focus strategies that I'll get into later on in the video. But we came out and within the first day, we already had 9 keywords in the top 10, just shy of 4,000 in monthly search volume. And you can kind of just see as day 2, day 3, day 4, we're starting to get over 60 keywords. Day 6, we start to get into 70, and then ultimately it culminates in day 7, where you see that we attained 78 keywords in the top 10, just north of 34,000 monthly searches, as well as 313 keywords in the top 50, resulting in over 100,000 monthly keyword searches for that suite of keywords. So really deep, early stage keyword optimization and organic ranking across the board. Okie dokie, so popping over to my computer, obviously you can't rank for almost 80 keywords in the top 10 and over 300 in the top 50 in a week unless you identify actual keywords that you want to target. So part 1 of the process for pay-per-click ranking is literally spending a day deep diving on keywords of your competitors. My tool of choice for keyword research is Helium 10. I've got a link down below. I think gives a small discount if you don't have it yet. But the approach is pretty simple. It's taking 10 to 20 ASINs that are very similar to yours or very successful in the niche category or keywords that you're looking to target and finding out where are they actually getting their organic ranking from. My search criteria is looking at anything more than 100 keywords a month or more, and it's looking for positions where they're ranked organically 30 or better, which basically I'm trying to find out where they are on the front page for keywords over 100 a month. When you do that scrub and you kind of chop up the data a little bit, you get something that looks kind of like this screen. And a quick plug to subscribe down below. My next video next week is going to be about a deep dive on keyword research. It's probably going to be well into 45 minutes long, but it's going to go through this process in depth. So don't worry if you don't know all the ins and outs of how to do this, but the output of that analysis basically kind of spit into this spreadsheet here. And what I'm looking at is I'm looking at say I'm looking at 10 competitors. I want to find out all the keywords over 100 searches a month where at least 40%, or 4 of them in this case, are ranked in that top 30 organic. And this is what the output of that was. You can kind of see I've obviously grayed out what the actual keywords are, but you can see all of these keywords that my competitors in this category, at least 40% of them or more, are ranking in. And so there's 223 words that came out of that. The second part of keyword research in this analysis is going to look at how the alpha ASIN is doing. So that top dog that's bringing in the most revenue a month, that's bringing in the most sales, and that has the most keyword organic ranking out of all ASINs in this category. For this analysis, it's very similar. I'm going to look at the top 30 or better positions where they're ranked for keywords 100 searches or more. And what this is going to do is not only look at what most of the good competitors in the market are doing, but I'm going to look, who's the best. And you're going to find a lot more keywords for the people that are really, really good that you may not have uncovered in that top 40% keywords I looked at before. So this is what this top ASIN looks like here. You can see obviously the search volume here, as well as what position or rank that they've achieved organically. Again, I've grayed out the keywords there, but you can kind of go down here. We had a little bit more than 200 when we looked at the top 40% most relevant keywords, but we have a lot more here. You can kind of see it gets a little bit deeper as we start to scroll down way past 200. So there's 865 words that this competitor is ranked organically in position 30th or better. So with those two pieces of information where I'm looking at what is the overall category doing and the relevant ASINs that are successful, and then looking at the alpha ASIN, I merge those two keyword profiles together. I deduplicate them so that we don't have any of the same keyword twice. And then I populate that into a master list of keywords. And that's what this is here on the left, is that master list. Now for pay-per-click ranking, you can't just do the post and pray. You can't just do auto and broad campaigns. In fact, much like my launch breakdown that I did a couple of videos ago, I don't do any auto, any broad, any phrase. All I'm doing in this strategy is I'm taking all these relevant keywords, all the keywords that I know that the top ASIN is doing, and I'm doing a manual exact targeting campaign on those, as well as looking at product targeting and finding the top 10 ASINs and advertising on those ASINs so that when people are shopping on their listing, they see my listing as well. What I like to do though is if you just threw all those 500 or so words into one campaign, your budget's not going to see all of the keywords. You're not going to get the impressions you want. You're not going to get the click-throughs. You're certainly not going to get the sales, the index, and the ranking. So in order to make it so that your budget actually gets distributed across all keywords, you've got to chop them up into many, many campaigns. In this case, I've broken up 10 manual exact campaigns in addition to a product marketing campaign on those top 10 ASINs. So you'll see here what I like to do is I like to break it down by the search volume. And you want to have no more than 10 ASINs for search volume that's greater than 1,000 searches a month or more. So in this case here, you'll see I took like the really super high volume keywords here, and I put 5 of those in that campaign, and they're all clustered north of 4,000 monthly searches a month. My next campaign I did that were north of 1,800 searches. I threw 6 in there, and you get the idea. I kind of go through here. I start to stretch it out a little bit more as the search volume goes down, but I'm keeping it in that 10 to 15 ASIN range for some of these search volumes that are greater than 500 a month for sure. And as I start getting into lower search volume a month, that's when I'll start to add more per campaign. So you'll see here I put one relatively large bucket of the 300 words, a much larger bucket of searches where there's only 200 searches or more a month. And then my last bucket is just the smaller stuff that gets less than 200 a month. So in this case, there's actually 10 manual exact campaigns, starting with 5 keywords a bucket. Then I slowly, as the search volume stretched out to about 1,000 a month, I got into 10 keywords a month. And it really wasn't until that 300 searches a month or less that I started to add in a decent amount of words per campaign. Again, very targeted manual exact campaigns in very chopped up campaigns so that my budget can get distributed and that I can ensure that I'm getting impressions on the keywords that I want. That's going to enable you to index on a lot of keywords, going to get a lot of impressions on the keywords you want, and ultimately as you start to convert, you'll see results like I did, which was almost 80 keywords in the top 10 after 1 week of pay-per-click only launching. And that's the gist of it, guys. Again, stick around next week. I'm going to throw down a deep dive keyword analysis so you can see how I did some of this in a little bit more detail. But it is possible, without a lot of fancy tricks, in relatively low competition niches, to rank only using pay-per-click. But you've got to have a great offer. You got to be super smart about analyzing your competitor keywords. And you've got to deploy your pay-per-click campaigns in a very targeted, spliced up, manual exact way to ensure that the words that you want to get ranked for get seen by customers and ultimately get your ASIN ranked. That's it, guys. See you on the next one.